To get us started, I would just like to know a little bit about who you are and what you kind of understand you will be doing here with us for your internship.
Right, okay. So as far as my research into what this job exactly entails,
Mm-hmm.
obviously it's recreational water management.
Mm-hmm.
So it's working with pools in different areas, public pools, water parks, spas, hot tubs, stuff like that. So I would essentially be testing these pools and going around the Midlands area because this position is specifically for the Midlands area of South Carolina. And, testing them to make sure they're in compliance with the standards set by DHEC. And if they're not in compliance, I would have to post advisories or notices on these certain properties. As for myself, I am going to the University of South Carolina for environmental science, and I actually found this job through the job fair here at my school, and it seemed really interesting to me. I know DHEC is a great state institution, agency that offers a lot of good jobs and kind of a diverse field. So I thought it would be great to look into what sort of jobs they're offering for me this summer. And as for why I'm interested in this job, I actually have some experience, unofficial experience, but experience working with pools as I'm from Myrtle Beach and my grandparents have a pool in their backyard. So for the past several summers, I have spent helping my grandparents with their pool as far as like cleaning it, brushing it, skimming it, vacuuming out the bottom. And I do have a basic understanding as well of the chemical side of things like testing the pH, the water hardness, free chlorine levels, and things like that. So for those reasons, I thought I'd be a great fit for this job.
Excellent. Awesome. So one of the first things that I am interested in is can you kind of describe to me where your passion for water, environment, all of that kind of comes from?
Right, so as I mentioned, I grew up in Myrtle Beach. So I live near the beach. I spent my whole childhood going to pools, going to the beach, water parks every summer. It was all, so much fun. And going into college, I decided I wanted to major in environmental science because not just water, but I'm just interested in outdoors in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like this job sort of was, although not 100% correlated with purely like environment and things like that, the water side of it definitely does have a lot of similarities with my major and aligns in many ways in terms of water quality and safety and controlling that. So that's sort of what got me interested in this in the first place.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. So what do you hope to gain from this internship?
Well, the main thing I hope to gain is more professional work experience because in the past I have moved back home to Myrtle Beach in the summers and I've just sort of ended up working odd jobs, mostly just for the money. The last few summers I've worked in restaurants, food running, things like that, and in high school I worked at a grocery store, and although I did get to certain higher positions such as when I worked at the Piggly Wiggly, I became the bookkeeper there, so I was in charge of all the financial interactions there. So a little bit more of a responsibility, but the reason this job interests me is because it more aligns with my major, and it would be great experience in a more professional working environment.
Yeah, awesome. So talk to me about a time where you had to work effectively in a team.
Well, there's probably a lot of examples such as group projects and things, but I'm sure everybody talks about that. So I think the best example I would have to offer would be back when I used to, at home, when I used to volunteer at the Habitat for Humanity.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked volunteering there, but I do have to admit when you're a new volunteer, they kind of just throw you to the wolves and you don't really know exactly what you're doing. So I really had to communicate effectively with other volunteers who had been there longer than me and other employees who knew how things worked to kind of, learn how they operated there and to be able to help effectively. So it really got me to kind of be less shy and talk to people more and work as a team rather than just trying to do my own thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I had kind of asked you about this a little bit before, like, what do you hope to gain from this? And obviously, work experience is great, but I think I'm also very curious about your overall career goals, right? Work experience is great, and I absolutely hope that we can offer you that. And then, kind of working with water and testing water, also very awesome. But talk to me about your overall career goals, and then kind of how this you're hoping will really play into what you're hoping to do in the future.
Right. So overall career goals, I am currently, since I'm a junior, this next year will be my last year in undergrad. I was probably thinking I want to pursue higher education, so master's degree, possibly PhD. Haven't decided yet, but I know for sure that I would love to be in a master's program. The only issue is I haven't fully decided on where to really what aspect of environmental science to focus on since it's such a broad field. But the idea that is I'm kind of leading with right now would be marine science, because I was thinking about moving back home and going to Coastal Carolina University, which has an amazing marine science program. And since obviously marine science deals a lot with water, I thought this water management internship would really kind of fit well into that.
Yeah, excellent. Awesome. Cool. Well, I think that's really all my questions for you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to know more about the day-to-day and work as in this job, and like how much you would be, how much I would be expected to work as a team. Because in the job description, I did see that you would need to work individually, but also as a team. So I kind of wanted to see exactly how that was going to work.
Yeah, that is a very excellent question.